What if you heard a sound that no one else could? A persistent, maddening hum that seems to come from nowhere. Or what if our deepest oceans broadcast a noise so powerful it makes the biggest whale on Earth sound like a whisper? For decades, mysterious sounds have been recorded all over the world, from the bottom of the sea to quiet suburban towns. Sounds like the bloop and the hum have made people imagine everything from sea monsters to secret government experiments. So, what's the real story? Today, we're exploring the world's strangest sonic mysteries to figure out what's actually going on. Our world is never truly silent. We're surrounded by sounds, from leaves rustling in the wind to the roar of a jet engine. But beneath all that, there are other noises. Strange, powerful, and deeply mysterious signals coming from the sky, the deep oceans, and maybe even the Earth itself. These aren't just your average bumps in the night. They're global phenomena, picked up by sensitive scientific instruments that have left researchers scrambling for answers. Some of these sounds are so intense they can travel across entire oceans, while others are so faint that only a tiny fraction of the population can even hear them. They've been given names as weird as they sound: upsweep, Julia, skyquakes, the bloop, and the hum. For years, they've fueled speculation and debate, reminding us just how much we still have to learn about our own planet. We're going to focus on two of the most famous of these sonic enigmas: the thunderous call from the abyss known as the bloop, and the maddening ghost-like drone called the hum. Our first mystery takes us to the vast, dark expanse of the South Pacific Ocean. Picture this. It's 1997, and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, is using a sophisticated network of underwater microphones to listen for volcanic activity. This system of hydrophones, first set up by the US Navy to track enemy submarines, was now being used for science. Suddenly, the sensors picked up something wild. It was a sound of incredible power. An ultra-low frequency rumble that rose quickly, lasted for about a minute, and then vanished. It was so loud it was detected by hydrophones over 5,000 kilometers apart. To give you some perspective, it was several times louder than the call of a blue whale, the loudest animal we know of. Scientists at NOAA, trying to make sense of this bizarre signal, gave it a catchy nickname based on how it sounded when sped up: the bloop. The sheer volume of the bloop immediately raised a huge question. What on earth could make a sound that loud? The audio profile had a strange, organic quality, which made some researchers think it might be a living creature. But if it was an animal, it would have to be absolutely massive, far larger than any species known to science. This idea completely captured the public's imagination. The story of the bloop went viral, turning into a modern myth. Theories about giant sea monsters and undiscovered leviathans hiding in the unexplored depths took off. The fact that the sound came from a remote, uncharted part of the ocean only added to the speculation. For many, the bloop wasn't just a sound. It was the potential call of a real-life monster lurking in the abyss. But science isn't about speculation. It's about evidence. For years, NOAA scientists kept working, analyzing the spectrogram, a visual map of the sound, and comparing it to other noises from the deep. The bloop's signature was unique, with a distinct upward sweep in frequency that made it stand out. The mystery continued for over a decade. The monster theory was exciting, but it just didn't line up with biological reality. The answer finally came not from biology, but from geology. Between 2005 and 2010, as researchers placed more hydrophones near Antarctica, they started recording other powerful low-frequency sounds that were strikingly similar to the bloop. The evidence pointed to one conclusion: the bloop wasn't the call of a monster, but the sound of our planet in motion. It was a cryosism, better known as an icequake. Specifically, it was the sound of a massive iceberg cracking and breaking away from an Antarctic glacier. The stress and fracture of all that ice generated a sound wave powerful enough to travel across the entire Pacific. By 2012, NOAA confirmed that the sound was consistent with large icequakes. The monster was a myth, but the reality was just as awe-inspiring. The immense, world-shaking power of shifting ice. While the story of the Bloop found a pretty satisfying scientific answer, our second case is a much more frustrating and personal mystery. It's a phenomenon known simply as the hum. Unlike the Bloop, the hum isn't a single dramatic event. It's a persistent, invasive, low-frequency droning noise. Widespread reports of the hum started popping up in the 1970 seconds, with one of the first major cases in Bristol, England. Since then, similar stories have emerged from all over the world, from Taos, New Mexico, to Windsor, Canada, and even Auckland, New Zealand. What makes the hum so bizarre is that it's selective. In any given area, it's estimated that only about 2% of the population can actually hear it. For those who can't, it seems like it's all in their heads. But for the hearers, it's an inescapable reality. They often describe it as sounding like a distant diesel engine idling, or a low, throbbing vibration that they can feel as much as hear. Living with it can be isolating and torturous. Sufferers have reported headaches, dizziness, and severe insomnia. The sound is often louder indoors and at night, when the world gets quiet. This has led many to question their own sanity, especially when friends, family, and even sound recording equipment can't detect the very thing that's tormenting them. So, what's causing it? Well, that's where the story gets really frustrating. There are dozens of theories, but none of them explain every case. One of the most common explanations is industrial noise. In some places, a local hum has been traced to factory machinery or high-pressure gas pipelines. For instance, the Windsor hum in Canada seemed to stop after a nearby U.S. steel plant on Zug Island ceased operations in 2020. But this doesn't explain the hums reported in rural areas, far from any industry. Other theories point to natural causes. Some researchers think the hum could be caused by tiny seismic tremors that only certain people are sensitive to. Others wonder if it's linked to ocean waves interacting with the Earth's crust. A more controversial idea is that the source isn't external at all, but biological. Some doctors think it might be a specific form of tinnitus, where the brain creates a sound that isn't really there. Another related idea points to spontaneous otoacoustic emissions, faint sounds generated by the inner ear itself. The problem with these theories is that the hum is often location-dependent. It disappears when a hearer travels away from the area. Plus, it doesn't explain why multiple unrelated people in the same town report hearing the exact same noise. And then there are the fringe theories, like military experiments with very low-frequency radio waves used for submarine communication. To this day, the hum remains a genuine unsolved scientific mystery. It's a ghost in our auditory system, a global phenomenon that reminds us that reality isn't always a shared experience. We've journeyed to the bottom of the ocean to debunk a monster and listened in on a phantom drone that haunts towns across the globe. One mystery is solved, while the other is still wide open. These sounds force us to question what we think we know about our planet and even our own senses. They show us that there are forces at play, geological, atmospheric, and maybe even biological, that we're just starting to understand. So, which of these sonic mysteries do you find more fascinating? The colossal icequake that posed as a sea monster, or the maddening, invisible hum that only a select few can hear? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you've ever experienced an unexplained sound, I'd love to hear your story. From the groans of Antarctic ice to the persistent drone heard in quiet towns, our planet is full of sonic enigmas. While scientists at institutions like NOAA have solved the puzzles of sounds like the Bloop in Julia, which was also likely an iceberg, others remain stubbornly unexplained. Mysteries like the hum and the strange atmospheric booms known as skyquakes continue to challenge researchers worldwide. We didn't even get to talk about the strange seasonal upsweep sound from the Pacific, or the lonely 52 Hz whale that sings a song all on its own. These lingering questions prove that no matter how much we explore, there are always new mysteries waiting to be heard. The symphony of our world is vast and complex, and we've only just begun to listen. From the groans of Antarctic ice to the persistent drone heard in quiet towns, our planet is full of sonic enigmas. While scientists at institutions like NOAA have solved the puzzles of sounds like the Bloop in Julia, which was also likely an iceberg, others remain stubbornly unexplained. Mysteries like the hum and the strange atmospheric booms known as skyquakes continue to challenge researchers worldwide. We didn't even get to talk about the strange, seasonal upsweep sound from the Pacific, or the lonely 52 Hz whale that sings a song all on its own. These lingering questions prove that no matter how much we explore, there are always new mysteries waiting to be heard. The symphony of our world is vast and complex, and we've only just begun to listen.